And this is the point of the proceedings where I remind our younger viewers, don't forget, boys and girls, you can in fact see a repeat of that programme called Pullover again this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Now let's see what the gang of Rainbow are up to.
Oh, hello there. Look, we've got a cat today. She's called Jasmine.
She likes being stroked, doesn't she, Geoffrey?
Yeah, she does, George. Actually, all cats love being stroked.
When you stroke something, you rub your hand along it, don't you?
Yes, it's like this, Bungle, you see. You very gently smooth your hand along like that. Just one way. You don't press down hard or rub your hand up and down. You very gently smooth your hand along one way.
Why?
Yeah, well, because cats like being stroked, Bungle Bun.
Oh, yes.
And because it's a nice feeling, isn't it, Geoffrey?
Oh, yes, George, it is. Well, do you like stroking things, soft, furry things like cats?
No, I don't, because I don't like cats, no. I like dogs, and I don't stroke dogs, I pat them, like this, George.
Well, let's have a look at some children now, shall we? Stroking some animals. That little girl is stroking the goat's horns. They're stroking a pig whilst it's eating.
On the nose. On the nose. You do it then. He's scared of goats. I'm not. Once a goat tried to butt me.
Now they're stroking a cow. They've all got pet rabbits. She's stroking the rabbit's ears. Look, everybody, I'm putting a blindfold over Bungle's eyes.
So that I can't see.
Yes, and then I'm going to choose something from out of this box and ask Bungle to guess what it is, just by stroking it or patting it.
Or just touching it, Geoffrey.
Yes, that's right, George. Or Bungle, where are you going? Come back here, you get lost. Or just touching it. Right, are you ready, Bungle?
Yes, ready.
Right, off you go then.
Oh, that feels rough.
Bit higher, Bungle.
That feels hard. Oh, and that feels smooth when I touch it.
Yeah, well, it's no good just touching things, Bungle. I mean, feel it properly.
Oh,
Come
all
on,
right,
feel
then.
it. That's it. You're patting it. That's stroke it, Bungle. Stroke it. Then you'll know what it is. Oh, yes, you'll know what it is if you stroke it, Bungle.
Oh, I know. It feels soft and smooth. It feels lovely, Geoffrey. Just like velvet. Oh, is it velvet?
Oh, good.
Take the blindfold off you, Bungle. There you are.
Oh, I thought it was. It is velvet. I could tell when I stroked it.
Well done, Bungle. Now, come on, George, it's your turn now.
Oh,
Put the blindfold on you.
Put the blindfold on so I can't see.
You can't see, can you, George?
No, I can't see anything.
Now, try and guess what this is.
Oh, yeah.
Just by touching it. Hold
You'll
your hand
never
out.
guess what this is, George. Ooh, it's cold, yes.
It's a piece of ice from the refrigerator.
Don't tell him, Bungle, don't tell him. Ooh, it's hard and cold, Geoffrey. Ooh, ever so cold. I think it's a piece of ice. I was right.
Yes, well done, George. Come on, Zippy, your turn now.
Oh, yeah.
Let's put the blindfold on you.
Oh, yes, so I can't see. Yes, that's it. Put it
Can't
round
see,
there.
can you?
No, I can't see anything at all now, Geoffrey. No,
Quite
nothing
tightly so
at
it
all.
doesn't come off. There you are.
That's it,
Now,
good.
see if you can guess what this is, Zippy, just by stroking it, patting it, or touching it.
Oh,
Off you go.
easy, yes, because I'm very good at things like this, yes.
Well, what is it then, Zippy?
Well, it's rough. Yeah, it feels rough, Geoffrey, not smooth like velvet. Oh, It's hard, too, but not as hard as George's piece of ice. But it's too hard to be cloth or stuff like that, yes.
Well, stroke it. See if you can tell what it feels like when you stroke it.
Oh, yes, right. Oh, it's all prickly and sharp and rough and... I know. It's sandpaper. Yeah.
Yes, well done,
Oh,
Zippy.
good, I'm good. I knew I was...
It's a good game to play, isn't it? Perhaps you could try it yourself a little later on. Close your eyes and try to guess what things are by stroking them or patting them. And you can play it with some friends.
Have you ever stroked a dog like this before? With long grey hair that touches the floor.
2 brown ears, a little black nose. She loves being stroked from her head to her toes. We all love to stroke this dog. If she could speak, she'd say, I'm small and soft and nice to touch. Will you stroke me every day?
Our little guinea pig lives in here. He knows we're his friends, so there's nothing to fear.
We stroke him gently all the time. His fur is very soft and fine.
We all love to stroke him, and if he could speak, he'd say, I'm small and soft and nice to touch. Will you stroke me every day? We all love to stroke them, and if they could speak, they'd say, we're small and soft and nice to touch. Will you stroke us every day?
Is it time for a story now, Geoffrey?
Oh, would you like one?
Oh, yes, please.
All right, then. Well, Tom's here today, and he's going to tell us a very good story called Colin and Mortimer Mole.
Oh, God.
Tom, what are you doing over there?
I'm being a mole. I say, where did I put my book? Oh, here. One spring morning, Colin the mole was sitting at the breakfast table reading his newspaper when an advertisement caught his eye. He peered hard at it through his magnifying glass because, as you know, moles have very bad eyesight as a result of spending so much time underground. The advertisement said, Elfris's store are proud to announce their spring sale. If you need a new coat, don't delay, come today. Oh, I need a new coat, thought Colin. He stroked his black moleskin. Yes, it does feel a bit tatty. Perhaps I'd better get a new one from that shop. Who knows? I might meet my cousin Mortimer. He works there. Colin peered at the clock through his magnifying glass. 9 o'clock. I'd better go, he muttered to himself, pausing only to put the tea cosy on his head instead of his hat. The short-sighted fellow then left the house, and after bumping into several lampposts and a pillar box and getting on 2 wrong buses, he arrived outside Elfris's store. He'd never been in a revolving door before, and he went round at least 10 times before he discovered how to get in. "Can I help you, sir?" asked a smart-looking owl who worked there. "Oh, yes," replied Colin. "I want a new moleskin coat." Yes. Sir's coat is rather, worse for wear. Over there is a rack of fine moleskin coats, and I think you'll find what you want. Now, feel free to stroke the coats until you find one that's soft enough for you." He stumbled forward and put out his paw when he thought he'd reached the rack. To his dismay, he stroked something prickly and spiky. "Here, be careful," came a gruff voice. "Why are you stroking me?" cried the hedgehog. "Oh, dear," said Colin, "I'm so sorry. I just wanted to stroke the lovely coats, but I can feel from your sharp prickles that I must be stroking a hedgehog." "Oh, dear, where are those coats?" muttered Colin. "Oh, here they are." But this time Colin stroked something dry and warty. "Oh, be careful, lad," shouted the toad. "Stop that stroking at once." "I'm sorry," said Colin. "I thought I was striking a new soft coat. But I can tell by stroking your dry, warty skin that you must be a toad." The toad hopped off. Colin was feeling very fed up. "I'm going home. I can't find the coat anywhere." He turned to find the door, and as he was walking across the floor, bump, he crashed into something. It was something soft. Colin stroked it, and it felt velvety and furry. "Ah," laughed Colin. "When I stroke it, it feels just like moleskin. Not sharp and prickly, not dry and warty, but just like velvet. I think I found myself a new coat." "Oh, no, you haven't," said a voice that Colin recognised. "This is my coat." "Cousin Mortimer," cried Colin. "Is that you?" "Yes, you silly old mole," replied his cousin. "Let go of my coat, and I'll personally take you over to the new coats and help you to choose one that you like." Mortimer led him over to the new coats, and he let Colin stroke every one until he found the softest. He put it on and looked through his magnifying glass at himself in the mirror. "Don't I look smart?" said Colin. "All except for the tea cosy on your head," replied Mortimer. And when Colin realised what he'd done, the 2 moles began to laugh and laugh until the tears ran down their coats.
Look, George, when the ball bounces, I pat it and it goes down again.
Oh, yeah.
That's very good, Bungle, very good. Oh, give him a pat on the back.
Oh, yes. You give people a pat on the back when they've done well, don't you, Geoffrey?
Yes, that's right, George, you do. So, well done, Bungle. Well done.
Thank you, Geoffrey.
Well, that's all we got time for today. Have a good time, won't you? And we hope to see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.